I'm Ford Ainsley. I'm the Director of Partnerships and Growth at Burnbot.
Josh Wilkins, business development, Burnbot.
Great, so we're out here in Grass Valley today. We just saw an amazing demo of the Burnbot technology. So I'm sort of curious, where is this product in sort of the commercialization, and what are you guys doing to promote this in the market?
It's a great question. So right now we have about 5 out that are in operation and in the field today. Actually, maybe for the first time in the company's history, I'm not entirely sure. We had 2 in operation at the same time in different places. One was a demonstration for CalFIRE. That was maybe about an hour and a half for here. And then you were part of this demonstration that was in collaboration with PG&E, Nevada County RCD, as well as the city of Grass Valley. And so on the whole, for next year, we're aiming to produce 15. That's the goal, and we appear to be on track to hopefully hit that. And then the year after that, sky's the limit. I've heard 50 potentially for 2027, but time will tell, and we'll have a better idea for production once we see what next year looks like.
Great, so the technology is very interesting. In fact, that I saw no smoke come out of the machine. So talk a little bit about the process and what you guys have invented here to make this product unique.
Well, the founders, one of their main missions was to make sure that we can do good fire safely. And part of that safety is obviously the smoke that gets into the air. Health concerns, local restrictions, all that type of stuff. That was one of the biggest barriers for prescribed fire. We need prescribed fire. We need it to get back on our land. We've suppressed it for so long. It's created a totally different problem. And we've actually created it to where we burn off the smoke. It's so hot at such an intense heat. We completely remove the carbon to where when we're operating, it's actually little to minimal smoke at all, where normally it would be a large column of smoke. So part of that was removing that barrier for safety and health concerns, and also environmental concerns. So it enables us to put more acres of prescribed fire on the ground.
And so what's sort of the ideal operating environment for this in terms of the land preparation before you actually deploy this machine?
Yeah, overall it does really well in fine, flashy fuels that are low density. This field is a really good example of that. But in instances where it is maybe a denser fuel or denser vegetation, we have a fleet of remote masticators that can come through and masticate that vegetation. And then if the client wants or the prescription calls for it, you can then bring in the RX2 to kind of burn it off and put down that black line.
I had a chance to talk with one of the PG&E gentlemen here, and he was talking about they see this as a great opportunity underneath of the power lines for keeping down. So that's sort of an ideal situation because they already keep that removed, the trees don't grow there.
Trim tight, totally. Yeah, that's one use case that's definitely very practical, definitely one we're excited about. Another is in roadside settings. As you're probably aware, something like 90%, I believe, Josh, of wildfires start in a half mile of roadsides. And so we've been lucky enough to do some pilot projects and tests with Caltrans throughout the state of California, throughout their various districts. And we've been able to put black line down in a roadside setting without even needing to close the roadway. Just a couple cones, maybe we'll close a shoulder, not a lane, but a shoulder. And we're able to put black line down with minimal traffic or hindrances to whatever road operations are occurring.
And one other use case that we use the Burnbot for is mitigating invasive species, especially along roadways, fields like this, under power lines, where traditionally we're always going to get a regrowth even after we treat them traditionally, and they come back there's more invasive species. We can actually use this almost like a scalpel, or a doctor can prescribe a prescription to remove that invasive species with the exact temperature, duration, and time over that species to actually get down to the seed bed and remove it. And then hopefully the natural growth will actually come back in. So that's one of the problems that we're helping solve, both utilities, landowners, and also the Department of Transportation.
Yeah.
So then just briefly talk about the autonomy here. The tractor is autonomous, or is it controlled by a human? What's sort of the autonomy through the whole system here?
Currently, right now, it's remote controlled. So we do have an operator that's sitting in and around the operation, and it's up to 500 feet in distance. So our road track is working towards autonomous. But right now, we always want to have that human in the loop for the safety reasons. and also they're also former firefighters, well trained in fire itself. So if something were to go bad, obviously either just in general or they're able to mitigate that issue. But we are working towards an autonomous, potentially even a swarm scenario once we get the mass adoption and also just the use cases to justify that.
And how about inside the actual burn chamber? What kind of autonomy do you have in there? Sensors to sort of track what's going on to control the fire?
Yeah, so they have complete control. So the operator is controlling two things. They're controlling the first half of the machine, which really acts as the movement and the navigation for when to stop, when to go, how fast they want to go. But then they're also controlling the back half of the machine, which has the burn chamber inside. And so with that, they're propane torches inside where they can control the height, the density of the heat, how hot the fire is they're putting on the ground, how close to the ground it is. And so with that, they have a lot of control for the given vegetation type. Some vegetation that's drier, they're going to be able to put less heat on it, move more quickly. If it's a greener vegetation, or like right here where we are today, it rained 2 inches yesterday. So the Burnbot had to move a bit more slowly just to really hover over to make sure it was putting down a pure black line. And so they're able to control all of that with their remote control. Kind of like a drone remote, but larger, if you will, and more options.
Okay. Well, Ford, thanks for your time today. Tell us where we can learn more about Burnbot.
Yeah, appreciate that. You can email info@burnbot.com to learn more, and also come to our website, burnbot.com.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, amazing.
Thank you.